Thomas Homebrew, coming at you with a beer review. Today I'm pulling one out of the cellar again. This is one that I've had for a while. This is now the pronunciation's fine, Geuze Marriage Parfait 2008. Now this is actually an old Geuze or oud Geuze. And the word Geuze, you know, there's so many pronunciations out there. Part of it depends on what country you're from. So there's Geuze, Gueuze, Geuze. I mean, I've heard so many pronunciations by different countries on this. So it just depends on the region that you live in and how you pronounce it. And often the spellings are different. Like this is G-E-U-Z-E, but commonly you're going to find that it's G-U-E-U-Z-E. And I've even seen Gueuze, G-O-Z-E. So there are many ways you can see this. What is this? This is an interesting beer. It's traditionally produced by mixing 1, 2, and 3-year-old Lambic beers. And the younger Lambic still contains fermentable sugars, while the older Lambics have more of the wild taste. So they're made with wild yeast, generally speaking. And they're characteristic of the wild yeast that you'll find in the, in the Seine River Valley area, which is in and around Brussels, Belgium. Now, I've been to Brussels, Belgium a couple times when I was younger. I didn't drink beer back then, which is a shame. What a fabulous place to be, and then you're not out enjoying the beer. But anyway, this is traditionally made with 30 to 40% wheat and the rest with Pilsner malts. And then with aged hops. So you're talking about usually like 3-year-old hops. So anyway, we're gonna get this one cracked open and give it a try. Still got a nice pop. Now this one was actually bottled. They have a bottling date, which is awesome. August 22nd of 2012. So when they say 2008, that's the oldest beer was produced in 2008. But this was bottled in August of 2012. So it's still got some good age on there. All right, we're gonna get it all in there. Now, Lambic beers are generally still, traditionally, and the oud Geuze and the Ville Geuze, or Villa, as we would think of it, are the two more traditional styles. The Lambics being still, but the Geuze are made effervescent, so they are carbonated. And this has got a beautiful, like a light honey color, you know, amber light honey color, really pretty looking. And the bubbles, I don't know if you can see it, but from my side I can just see them streaming on up. Just not much in terms of head up top. That's pretty traditional. Let's get a nose on it. All right, very nice. It has that light sour, which is typical. You've got this sweetness, and then you have a light acidic. But you also get some lemon notes, and I'm getting some other fruits on there. Oh, the lemon's coming on strong now, but I'm getting this light honey-esque type of a scent on it too. And maybe almost like a hint of like I want to say like a pear, apple to pear kind of a range. And you get a little bit of the hay grass, you know, that barnyard type scent, which is typically what you would get out of this style. Oh man, now this time a lot more of that barnyard mustiness kind of came through. So anyway, quite fun. Cheers, we're gonna dive in. Oh, that's fun. That is really fun. By the way, I want to mention, this is produced by Brouwerij Boon, often known as the Boon Oud Geuze Marriage Parfait. So, but, wow, this has got some kick. You get the sweet, you get the sour, you get the acidic on there, you definitely get some barnyard, dirty, barnyard, musty type flavors on there. It's quite interesting. Brouwerij Boon doesn't produce this any longer, so I'm not sure. This may have been the last year that it was produced. So quite a treat. It's interesting. I don't really pick up the Pilsner type taste. I pick up a bit of the wheat though. You do get the wheat off of this. And those aged hops, man, that's unique. some people talk about getting salty flavors, and I guess that's a description. It's not salty, but that odd mix of the acidity that you get on there with these wild yeast can impart a little bit of that kind of characteristic. My guess, this would be better when it first comes out, because the fresher Lambic beer would have a lot more sweet flavors, so you'd get more of that sweet and sour type thing going on. But with this having some age on it, that would have fermented out those fermentable sugars. And right now, it's not a really harsh sour, but it's mostly all sour. There's a little bit of sweetness to it. So I let Mrs. Clement's homebrew take a sniff, and she goes, "Ooh, smells like a lemon tart or one of those super sour gummy bears." If she were to taste it, she'd probably say, it tastes like dirty dead skin with lemon tart." Yeah, I probably should have drank this sooner. It's definitely an acquired taste. I like certain sours. I'm a sweet tooth, so I like those ones that are very sweet and sour mixes, as opposed to straight sour taste. And I should say there are some sweet flavors in there. You do get hints of some interesting things. It's like, you definitely get some lemon, maybe a splash of a yellow grapefruit, just hints of it in there. Maybe for one moment I got a hint of like a tart cherry on there, you know, and at one point I got like a kind of a sour orange taste on it, just lightly, some of that. You get a bit of like some woodiness, so I'm thinking there was some barrel aging that goes on as well. It hits your tongue and you get this light sweetness followed quickly by the acidity and the sour and the lemon, and then you pick up back again on some sweetness again, which is interesting, sweet flavors, and a light nuttiness from the grain. So it's like something about the wheat and the Pilsner malt, at least is what I pick up, brings in some nutty quality, that maybe in the wood. It's really interesting. As it fades out, it dries off. It's very dry, not extremely, but quite dry, and but it creates salivation. It's interesting because those sour flavors makes your mouth salivate a little bit, and some of these flavors hang on. And as I say, throughout you get some of that funky barnyard and type flavors, that hay grass, and just dirty barnyard. And I know I'm not making this sound like the most appetizing beer at all. I've had a few good Belgian sours, and of course I've had a number of sours from Cascade Barrel House here in Oregon, but their style's a little bit different, and you really do get the sweet and the sour. I mean, it caters to someone like me that likes the sweeter end of things. And I've had some home brews that are sours too. I've had a number of them. So this is kind of unique. It's kind of different. I would say in terms of sours as a whole, it's fun, it's unique, but I'd have to give it an 88. I'd put it in that very good category, but there's some things I'd like different. But if this had been fresh, who knows? Overall, I love variety. Lord, I love variety, and that's the only reason I'm even gonna score this in the very good area. Otherwise, it would go down. But it's just very unique. It's just, I've not had one like this at all. I'm gonna give this an 88 on my overall. It's a fun try, and I love stretching my palate. So there you go. Here it is. It's the Boon Geuze Marriage Parfait 2008. Yeah, Brouwerij Boon. And I found this only a year and a half ago on a shelf, so you might be able to find one of these. Who knows? Just go digging around those shelves in the Belgian section. This is Kevin from Clement's Homebrew saying life's too short to drink cheap beer, and I will see you on the next beer review.